Saturday mornings were sacred in the Ellison home. No alarms, no homework, no rushing, just the soft sizzle of batter on the waffle iron, the smell of cinnamon wafting through the air, and the familiar thud of Liam's bare feet as he darted down the hallway. Ever since he was 6, Grace Ellison had made waffles every Saturday for her son. Now he was 11, far too old to admit he still loved it, but he never missed a morning. That's why it was strange. She was midway through the second waffle when she noticed the silence, not the peaceful kind, but the kind that echoes. No YouTube playing, no clatter of Lego bricks, no, Mom, where are my socks? Nothing. She called his name. No answer. She climbed the stairs with the spatula still in hand, half amused, expecting to find him under the blankets with headphones on. But when she opened his bedroom door, something shifted. The bed was still made, untouched. His tablet sat on the desk, undisturbed. His pajamas were folded on the chair, not the ones he wore to bed. The window was slightly ajar, and Liam was gone. At first, she didn't panic. He'd snuck out before, usually to ride his bike around the block before breakfast. She checked the backyard. Nothing. She texted her neighbor, Lisa, "Is Liam over there by any chance?" No response. She walked down the street, barefoot, robe fluttering in the breeze. No sign of him. The Ellisons lived in Crestfield Oaks, a gated HOA community that prided itself on manicured lawns, pristine sidewalks, and security cameras. Liam couldn't have gone far. But by the time Grace was banging on neighbors' doors, voice trembling, it was clear something was wrong. She searched the park, the clubhouse, even the empty schoolyard. Nothing. By 9:30 a.m., her voice was tight as she spoke to the 911 dispatcher. "He wouldn't leave. He never leaves without telling me. Something's wrong." By 11:45 a.m., investigators pulled footage from the Crestfield Oaks security booth. The morning had been uneventful. Then, at 3:41 a.m., a white utility van rolled through. No logos, no headlights. Just one small sticker on the rear window, the Crestfield Oaks HOA emblem. Inside, a man in the driver's seat. In the back, a silhouette, too small to be an adult. Grace leaned in. The pajamas, red and blue, worn thin, the kind Liam always wore. A tiny rip near Spider-Man's eye. "That's my son," she whispered. The van belonged to Thomas Granger, the HOA president. Retired Air Force. Precision-driven. The same man who fined Grace $200 for Liam's scooter being left near the sidewalk. Who issued 3 citations over her garden gnome. The same HOA that knocked on her door once because Liam's birthday balloons were visible from the street. What Grace didn't know, what few residents knew, was that the HOA had been targeting Liam for months. Not by name, but in whispers and meeting minutes. Juvenile disruption near pool area. Concerns about child's behavior. Every small grievance found its scapegoat in him. A tipped trash bin, a stray soccer ball, a soda can by the mailbox. And then came the graffiti. One morning, someone had spray-painted the back of the clubhouse in red, jagged lines. HOA equals Hypocrites of America. It wasn't vulgar. It wasn't gang-related. It was sarcasm. Liam admitted it. Grace grounded him, made him scrub it off, write a letter of apology. He moved on. But they didn't. To the HOA board, this wasn't just a prank. It was defiance. An 11-year-old had dared to mock their authority. They saw him not as a child, but as a symbol of disorder. Thomas Granger saw himself as the solution. When questioned by federal agents later, Granger didn't flinch. He needed to learn respect, he said. "We didn't hurt him. Just gave him a little perspective." Perspective. At 3:41 a.m., Granger and 2 other board members, Claire Benson and Douglas Shaw, put Liam into the van. No ropes, no threats. Just words. "We're taking a little drive, buddy. Your mom knows. You'll be back soon." They drove for hours. 2 counties over, into the edges of Monroe National Forest. No phone. No flashlight. No jacket. Just pajamas. They led him 300 feet off the road and said, "Wait here. We'll be right back." They never came back. Instead, they drove to brunch at a country club 20 minutes away. Liam wandered through the forest, dodging thorns, shivering in the cold. He had asthma. Mild separation anxiety. He still slept with a nightlight. He was 11. They called it a wilderness timeout. 16 hours later, a hiker found him curled behind a tree, mosquito-bitten, lips cracked, eyes dull. "I'm sorry about the wall," he whispered. "Please don't be mad." In the hospital, Grace sat by his bed. He asked, "Are you mad at me?" That broke her. She held him, whispered over and over, "No, you did nothing wrong. You're safe. You're good. You're home. His body healed. The rest didn't. He flinched when doors opened. He kept his shoes on inside, ready to run. He hated silence. Grace filled the house with music, audiobooks, anything to block the echoes. Then came the leak. 3 days after Liam was found, a blurry screenshot appeared online. An anonymous whistleblower, a junior HOA intern, leaked over 200 messages from a private board group chat. The operation had a name, Project Compass. He'll learn out there, Granger had written. Not abuse. Perspective. Nature's better than juvenile detention. Drop him near the south edge. No hikers this season. Let's do it before the media gets wind of the graffiti. Another message, leave a note under her door. Something poetic. At 3:44 a.m., Grace found the envelope taped to her front door. One line in bold ink, now you'll know how it feels when there are no rules. This wasn't a mistake. It was planned, approved, scheduled. Granger even replied to a legal concern, not if no one talks. Besides, we're doing what her parenting clearly won't. The story exploded. Not spread, erupted. The headline, HOA board abandons 11-year-old in forest. No arrests. The nation responded, this is kidnapping. This is abuse. This is not leadership. Social media ignited. Reddit unearthed HOA complaints. TikTokers posted exposés. Lawyers explained kidnapping laws. Psychologists discussed trauma. People didn't want apologies. They wanted prison time. Hashtag Justice for Liam trended. Within 2 weeks, the FBI launched a formal investigation. By week 3, they had the chat logs, emails, internal minutes. It wasn't just discipline, it was criminal. For indictments: conspiracy to commit kidnapping, unlawful restraint of a minor, intentional infliction of emotional distress, criminal negligence resulting in endangerment. Thomas Granger, Claire Benson, Douglas Shaw, Laura Voss, all arrested. No bail. Federal trial pending. The HOA was suspended. Bank accounts frozen. All operations ceased. And then the floodgates opened. Residents came forward. Stories of fines, threats, harassment. Kids banned from playgrounds. Retirees bullied over mailbox colors. Lawsuits followed. Loud. Legal. Relentless. Then came the bill. A month later, Congressman Aaron Vega stood before cameras with Liam's photo in hand. This isn't just a reaction. It's a promise. He introduced Liam's Law. Clause 1. HOAs may not discipline residents under 18. No fines, bans, or restrictions. Clause 2. All HOA disciplinary actions must be under external legal review. Clause 3. Abuse of HOA authority is a criminal offense. No civil mediation. Mandatory sentencing. State after state adopted it. Then federal momentum took hold. Liam's name, once whispered in HOA complaints, was now printed on legislation protecting kids nationwide. His healing wasn't fast, but it was real. He drew. First, houses with no doors. Then a window. A bike. A boy. He painted a forest on their garage, friendly trees with lanterns, a boy in a cape standing tall. Above him, you can walk back out, even when they leave you. Another mural read, kids are not problems. Not criminals. Not symbols. Kids are just kids. No one tore it down. No HOA. No threats. No fines. Grace kept her promise. Every morning, before school, she touched his back and whispered, "You're stronger than all of them. They'll never touch you again." Liam Ellison had been taken. He came back. Not the same, but not broken. And now his name would never be used to silence anyone again. It would protect them instead.